calmness and coolness of the old term, the cat burglar.
Yeah, that's what special players do.
This is Stephen Curry, and you're listening to The Morning Roast with Bonte and The Butcher on 95.7 The Game.
All right, Steph, another solid game for him. 27 points, 8 assists, 3 rebounds, 12 of 24 overall. The three ball wasn't falling. 3 of 11, but he was 9 of 13 from inside the arc. You take that all day long. Overall, a 50% night. And the people who say he's not a pure point guard, well, he's doing a lot of ball handling in this series. And he's showing you that he has a lot of Steve Nash to his game if he wants to. Stephen Curry will age very well in this league. I mean, wow.
I'm more worried about him saying, "Yeah, I'm done," like retiring abruptly, like a Posey or something, than worrying about his decline as the years come. No, I don't mean that guy. I'm worried about. I'm saying like. That's the more likely scenario. I mean, dude, he's looking like vintage Jordan in the way that he's pacing himself.
He's hooping. He's not gonna retire for quite some time. I don't even think. I mean, he's still playing at an optimal level, man. This guy's unbelievable, and I expect Game 6 to be very, very special for Stephen Curry and to debunk all the narratives about shooting poorly at Crypto.com Arena against the LA Lakers.
Is this the best passing version in a series of Steph Curry?
Possibly, because he's been asked to do that because the Lakers are blitzing him. They're doubling him. They're forcing him to give up the ball, and he's not letting the ball stick. He's getting that ball around there, and he's dropping dimes. I mean, the show he put on in Game 4, and TNT went to break with the little LBC beat. Now it's just like they were showing Stephen Curry just putting on the show. I mean, the assist numbers are up. He's dropping dimes left and right. He's doing what he's got to do to win a basketball game.
The truly great players in any sport, I feel like they realize that like balance obviously is key or whatever. Like Tony Gwynn is a great example. If Tony Gwynn wanted to, don't you think he could have hit more home runs?
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay. If LeBron wanted to lead the league in assists, don't you think he could do it?
Yep.
Don't you think Steph Curry, if he wanted to lead the league in assists, could do it?
Absolutely. He could be Steve Nash. That's what
I'm
thought
saying.
He was drafting. So, anyway, let's bring in Madeline Kinney, who our roasters have gotten to know this season. We've had Madeline Kinney on, what's this, like the 5th time? She's Nebraska's finest by way of Loyola, Chicago. She knows Sister Jean very, very well. I love Sister Jean. We all love Sister Jean. And she's been doing a great job on the Warriors beat this year for the Bay Area News Group. Madeline Kinney covers every single game. She does a great job. And she's only been, I think just over a year. So our roasters are getting to know her. Our roasters love her. And they say, when is Matt Kinney coming back on? Well, she's back right now on the Morning Roast after the Warriors stave off elimination, beating the Lakers 121-106. Madeline, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, we're doing just fine. By the way, let me squeeze this in. The Quest for Five brought to you by Merrill West Credit Union, working for you today, tomorrow, and together. Madeline is right now working with us, talking about the game. And look, it was a weird vibe for some people before Game 5. To me, I had no doubt they're going to win this and send it back to L.A., but watching Draymond Green be aggressive early on offensively. Madeline, you've covered the Warriors now for over a year. Doesn't it seem like Draymond Green, when he scores, he's a lot happier in those pressers?
Totally. I mean, I think he's just happier in general when they win, right? But you could just tell he was in a really good mood after last night's game, and I kind of love that little anecdote he gave about Jacob Rubin, him feeling disrespected by Jacob Rubin's comments pregame. I thought that was great.
What were those comments?
He said Jacob Rubin just kind of challenged him to be more aggressive and said that he hasn't been as aggressive as he knows he can be. And but on both ends of the floor, not just defensively, because obviously Draymond's done a really good job defensively this series, but offensively, just they needed him to score, especially with so much pressure in what they were doing to Steph Curry. Steph Curry's had to change. I know you were just talking about his assists, but they had to obviously change the way they can play. So they needed Draymond Green, they needed Andrew Wiggins, they need other players to step up offensively. They're going to win.
No doubt. Draymond Green, we wanted to Saginaw Savage. We needed him to be Saginaw yesterday. 14 points in the first half, 20, 10, and 4 for Draymond Green, and he'll need to replicate that in game number 6, no doubt about that. How surprised are you with the start? Because you brought up some of the others here. Andrew Wiggins, who we'll touch on in a second. But Gary Payton II, I was surprised Steve Kerr started him in Game 4. Well, what do I know? The move has worked out for the Warriors in both games. His solid defense, but more importantly, offensively, he's finishing around the cup, and he's hitting the 3 to make the Lakers respect him. I'm surprised by the start for GP2, but boy, I'm actually shocked about the results as well.
Yeah, I mean, me too. I when they started him for Game 4, like you said, like I was also a little confused, or a little surprised might be the better way. I was talking to a few people pregame, like trying to pick their brains on like why this made sense for this. And when I talked to them, it did. They needed a change. They needed something. Obviously, he can bring it on defense, but they needed a guy that wasn't afraid to try to finish at the rim. And Gary Payton II, even though he is still kind of playing through some pain, I talked to him last night about that. He's not afraid of contact. He's not afraid of trying to, and being patient in his finishing and stuff like that. So it's been great. It's provided a boost for them, a much needed boost. And they were right in there with Game 4. They should have won. They probably should have won Game 4 if we're being honest. But this is the situation that they're in, and I think they're probably going to stick with that adjustment because that might have been one of the most important adjustments that they've made in this series so far.
What exactly is the pain for GP2?
I asked him what his pain level was. He didn't give it's not like he gave a scale of 1 through 10.
No, but what is the injury?
It just is stemming from the off-season core surgery that he had. He's still playing through some pain, but he said that he's doing everyday maintenance to try to handle that pain.
Gotcha.
It's just, and he kind of brushed it off as just getting older and his old age. But I think we always joke about old age, but it's like, dude, you're still in your 20s.
You feel me? I mean, wait till you're 40 waking up and, oh my goodness. Anyway, Andrew Wiggins, one of the big criticisms of Andrew Wiggins has been like, God, he's just not assertive enough. Sometimes he settles. I wish he would attack and exploit whoever the mismatch is a little more. Well, you got a glimpse of that last night. I thought he was excellent last night. How can that sustain for the next game?
They just need him to come out with that same aggression in Game 6 if they want to bring the series back to San Francisco for Game 7. He set the tone early, just like Draymond did, and realizing too that, like I mentioned earlier, with Steph being blitzed and double teamed, they needed the other guys to step up and be aggressive. And I think Wiggins is at his best when he is, exploiting the mismatches, when he's getting to the rim, when he's just not afraid to shoot the ball. And we saw that last night. And also on the other end, locking up LeBron and whoever he's on. And Wiggins, that was Wiggins' best game for sure of the playoffs so far. And it's pretty remarkable to see the level that Wiggins is playing at, considering he missed 2 months of the season. You wouldn't have known that.
No doubt.
Watching last night's game.
No doubt. Madeline Kinney, Bay Area News Group. Get you out of here in a second here. Doing a great job covering the Golden State Warriors. You're right, spot on. Steph Curry mentioned it after the game. Hey, we got to feature Wiggins a little bit more, and I love to see him in that 18 FGA range for Andrew Wiggins. An all-around solid game. He was our second-best player in the postseason last year. May need to do that if the Warriors want to continue this run here. All right, a couple more for you, Madeline. The Laker flopping. The Laker complaining. The Laker whining. We've seen it from afar for so many years. It's not surprising, but I'm still kind of befuddled after the game where they're still talking about, well, we don't know what a foul is anymore. The flopping from the Hollywood guys is just unbearable. I can't help it, Maddie. It's frustrating to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all part of the playoffs, right? And Steve, I think it was kind of a little funny him talking about gamemanship while also doing gamemanship, right? But it's part of it. It is frustrating, when as you watch when you do see players get away with flops. I mean, the Warriors might have gotten away with a few themselves last night, but it's part of it. You don't want to blame refs for a win or a loss. I think using them as a scapegoat, I don't know. Yep. I always try to stay away from that. But they can have an impact with any series with their whistle, and so. I think the biggest thing for the Warriors is just to continue to be aggressive and work on defending without fouling. That's been an issue all season long for them, and to not let the officiating get to them and let it snowball. But, Steve might have had a point.
No doubt. No doubt about that. Real quick before we get you out of here, how does Game 6 end? Do the Warriors come back for Game 7 on Mother's Day?
Ooh, you know what? After watching last night's game, if they can replicate what we saw, I think so. Especially, there's that. Did you guys see that video of the corgi?
I did see the corgi. Hey, I'm feeling the corgi. Hey, corgi. I know Laker fans are looking to kidnap corgi. Corgi's in our corner.
Really? We're advocating kidnapping?
Hey, we're desperate, Shasky. No, I'm not. No, Laker fans are.
I know.
We're desperate for the corgi stuff. Corgi's right.
I'm with you. I should have Leo the Frenchie do that. Or Illy the Pomeranian do that.
Yeah, knowing them, they would be worried and pick the
Well,
Lakers.
Leo wouldn't give the ball
Like
up. He would
father,
take
like
it.
son.
Oh, stop it.
Maddie,
Stop it.
Get out of here. Get some rest. I know you got to go down to
Stop
LA.
it.
Thanks for, as always,
Good
for
stuff.
coming on the roast.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Anytime. Nebraska's finest, Madeline Kinney, by way of Loyola, Chicago. Evan, go ahead, bring that coffee. Your boy.
Oh, you
is
got him a
struggling.
coffee and not me one?
Well, you didn't ask for anything.
Well, no one told me you were going.
I didn't know. I just asked him.
You know, a great teammate
You know-
like Steph Curry would have assisted in getting me another one.